Today at 4, we now know the name of the man killed in a shooting on Monday. That and where the investigation into his death stands now.
And who is taking over Exact Sciences for billions of dollars, and whether the company will remain based in Madison.
And it was a dreary Thursday, but there is some sunshine and cooler temperatures in the forecast. Details in just a few minutes.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having us in. We begin with an update on a deadly shooting in Madison.
This was the scene Monday afternoon when a man died on the city's north side. Today, we've learned the name of the victim.
The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office has identified him as Jamar M. Willis of Madison. He was 25 years old.
Officers found Willis lying in the street with a gunshot wound Monday afternoon. First responders took him to the hospital where he died.
And this new information follows an update from police on Tuesday when we learned officers arrested a person of interest Monday night during a high-risk traffic stop near the Dane County Airport.
Now let's take a closer look at where this happened. Officers responded to Brentwood Parkway in the city's Brentwood Village neighborhood. This was about 2:45 in the afternoon. It's right by Marina Park and not too far from Warner Park. Police believe this was a targeted incident, and they're asking anyone with information or video of this shooting to please contact Crime Stoppers. You can do that over the phone at 608-266-6014 or submit a tip online at p3tips.com.
We'll continue to provide you updates as soon as we have them right here on News 3 Now. To receive notifications directly to your phone as soon as the news breaks, you can download the free Channel 3000 mobile app.
Well, turning to weather now, it has been a dreary one to say the least, and we have Blaze out there in it. Hey, Blaze.
Hello. Yes, dreary, cloudy, a little bit of drizzle, and a little bit of fog. All kind of a quintessential fall-like day. Temperature-wise, too, we've been on the chillier side. If we take a live look on our Edgewater Sky Cam, we can kind of make out there the Union Terrace. It's 46 degrees. Does not feel like it. Definitely feels more like those low 40s. Even with our southwesterly wind, there is a bit of a wind chill out there. As we're waking up on Friday, ending the work week with a little bit of fog there during the morning hours, that will burn off by about 9, 10 o'clock. And then we'll try to get some peaks of sunshine as we go throughout the day. I would say bank on more sunshine towards the second half of Friday. Friday, of course, being the second day of the WIAA 2025 State Football Championships at Camp Randall. More sunshine, mild. Winds are still going to be light, this time out of the northwest. So any of those morning games will be in the 30s to 40s, but we'll be back into those mid 40s for those afternoon games there by 1 and by 4. But the big cool down, it is on the way. We've been kind of getting you prepped for that, set to arrive by Thanksgiving. Details on how cold we get in the full forecast.
All right, thank you, Blaze. And now to breaking news. The Beaver Dam Police Department is looking for a missing endangered person. This is 42-year-old Alexis Nelson. Police say she was last seen months ago in May of 25 when her family lost contact with her. There is concern for her well-being and safety. Nelson has ties to both the Dodge and Rock County areas. If you have any information about where she is, please call the number on your screen.
Well, the massive healthcare company Abbott will take over a cancer screening company that's been based in Madison since 2009. This morning, Abbott and Exact Sciences announced a $23 billion acquisition. The move comes just a few months after Exact Sciences laid off 4% of its overall workforce. That affected about 200 people in Wisconsin. Per the terms of the deal, Exact Sciences will maintain its presence in Madison, and current CEO and Greater Madison Chamber of Commerce member Kevin Conroy will remain in an advisory role. The chamber released a statement shortly after the announcement, saying in part, "We are confident that Abbott will find in Madison what Exact Sciences found 16 years ago." It goes on to say the resources, research, infrastructure, and talent needed for continued growth and impact.
Right now, the Dane County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help finding a woman declared AWOL from its jail diversion program. Take a look at your screen. This is 42-year-old Laurel Alexander. The Sheriff's Office declared her missing just after 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. The office says she has removed her GPS bracelet and left it behind. Her last known location was in the area of East Terrace Drive in Madison. She may be driving a white 2006 Mitsubishi Lancer. Anyone with information about where Alexander is should call, please, 608-255-2345.
The case of the man charged with kidnapping, killing, and hiding the body of a 27-year-old Sun Prairie woman is moving forward. 24-year-old Gerson Blasnoy appeared in court today. At that hearing, 2 days were added to the timeline for his trial, and another date was set for a motion hearing. He's charged with killing Isamar Valverde Ponce and hiding her body and lying to police about it. The next court date for Blasnoy is in January.
A road in Dodge County is closed right now after a rollover crash resulted in a propane leak. At about 8:20 this morning, Dodge County Dispatch got a call of a single vehicle crash involving a propane delivery vehicle near West Milligan Road. The sheriff's office says the 71-year-old driver was headed west on the road when he hit a driveway and rolled over. Due to the propane leak, nearby residences were evacuated. The driver was taken to the hospital and is expected to live. The road between County Highway M and State Highway 16 remains closed as Hazmat continues to assess the threat.
In our consumer news today, the impacts of a 43-day-long government shutdown are still being felt for air travel.
That's right. Our consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn breaks down a bill aimed at ensuring future shutdowns have minimal effect on air traffic controllers.
It's called the Aviation Funding Solvency Act. The bipartisan bill is introduced to guarantee air traffic controllers are paid during future shutdowns. Air traffic controllers are legally required to work, but were not paid during the shutdown. Many called out sick, triggering staffing shortages at airports all over the country. This as the workforce is already understaffed.
Failing to pay the workforce that keeps our skies safe is not acceptable and not sustainable.
Also to note, the Trump administration dropped the Biden-era requirement to pay customers for delays of 3 hours or more. That means cash compensation is going away for air travel passengers facing severe delays in the future. U.S. airlines are still required to refund passengers for canceled flights.
And that's Michelle Renee Quinn. She's our weekend morning anchor. You can join her Saturdays from 5 to 6 and again at 8 to 9.
Well, next on Live at 4, the Madison area is alive with the sound of music.
Oh, you did that so
Had to
well.
act it out.
You almost sang it too, Brady. Edgewood High School students are bringing a beloved classic to center stage. We'll introduce you to some of the cast and crew of The Sound of Music and show you how they're making each show unique.
And later in our newscast, we'll show you exactly how many and what kinds of items a Goodman Community Center still needs to feed thousands of families on Thanksgiving.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, there's a big musical that's a must-see event of the season, and no, I don't mean Wicked for Good. Edgewood High School's production of The Sound of Music will have its second show tonight.
Don't worry, I'm not in it, but I did get a sneak peek at a dress rehearsal and talked with one of the actors and a co-director, Olivia DeVart, about how they tackled this project with a very large cast. You likely know every word by heart. In fact, I'll be quiet for a second and let you sing along. You know you want to.
The hills are alive with the sound of...
Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, the Von Trapp family introduced themselves to you long ago on the big screen.
Lisa!
Now the stage is set to meet them here in Madison in The Sound of Music.
It's like one of those that anytime it comes on TV, like my whole family sits down and watches it.
Edgewood High School is bringing the beloved musical to life. A free-spirited nun in training, Maria becomes a governess for 7 children of a widowed naval captain. And they all eventually flee Nazi-occupied Austria.
It can be a little dark, but it's kind of a story of hope and like persevering through it.
High school junior John Munson is stepping into the shoes of Captain Von Trapp, made famous by Christopher Plummer. Munson even learned how to play the guitar just for this role.
I'd actually just gotten the guitar over the summer and I hadn't played it at all or anything, and I was like, I might as well try learning this piece. I learned Edelweiss.
There are about 73 people, cast and crew, involved.
We did not cut anybody from the show.
DeVart, a 2018 Edgewood graduate, says the cast is so big, they have different sets of actors playing the roles on different nights.
It is definitely a lot to juggle, but it's also cool because they all get to act with so many different people, and each performance is really different because of it.
Edgewood has done this musical before in 2020, 1997, and 1983. No matter its age, DeVart says its message is timeless.
it's obviously about a true story, so the real world events. And I think it's a really important lesson always to keep alive, to make sure that history doesn't repeat itself.
You may know every word and every song in The Sound of Music by heart, but this group hopes their performance will help you rediscover the magic all over again.
It's kind of like the gold standard almost, like what you want to live up to and try to not mimic, but at least bring that level of performance to it. It's a great opportunity to have, and we're very thankful.
Well, you met one of the directors in this story, Olivia. She has a special connection to her co-director. It's her mom, Rebecca.
Oh, wow.
And it was really funny because I was like, oh, Rebecca, do you want to do an interview? She's like, no, Olivia has it.
Oh, and she did fantastic.
Yeah.
They look awesome.
Yeah, what I got to see is really good. So you can catch The Sound of Music at Edgewood High School's McKinley Performing Arts Center tonight through Saturday at 7 p.m. And there are also 2 matinees, one on Saturday, one on Sunday at 2 p.m. You can find a link to the tickets on Edgewood High School's Facebook page, or you can visit this website, ehs.ludus.com.
Never underestimate the High School Musical crews.
They're great.
They really are amazing. All right, it's time to take a look at your first warn forecast. It's been dreary out there. We're all looking forward to a little change.
And it is arriving as we get closer to the weekend. The first of 2 changes, the first one being more sunshine. It's been a dreary day, so we need a little bit more sunshine as we get into the weekend, and it is set to arrive. We'll chip away at the cloud cover tomorrow. We may wake up to some patchy fog, so make sure you're tuning in tomorrow morning in case a round of dense fog advisories is issued. By the weekend, we're still hanging out with more sunny conditions in the 50s, and then we get ready for a big cool down set to arrive right as we get into the Thanksgiving time frame. So high pressure is overhead. That is the reason why we are going to be generally quiet over the next couple of days. No big systems, rainmakers are going to be allowed to move through the Midwest. So we'll chip away at the cloud cover from north to south as we go throughout Friday. That high pressure system continues to push off towards the east. I would say into the second half of Saturday especially, we see a little bit more sunshine. Winds are going to be kind of breezy at times as we get through most of the weekend, but generally speaking, the windiest conditions are going to be holding off until next week. Sunday, again, we're hanging out in some warm temperatures, back into the 50s, partly sunny conditions. And then we get ready for the big cool down. So this weekend, a lot going on. Badgers taking on Illinois at Camp Randall. 6:30 kickoff. We're looking at the 40s. So partly cloudy and cool. Shouldn't be dealing with any rain. Just make sure that you are dressing warmly for the occasion. So where is our big blast of cold air? Well, right now it is north of the Hudson Bay. It's going to be essentially following this blue path, more or less. And by Black Friday, it is going to be overhead. We're going to go from the low 50s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday to the 30s, and then possibly the upper 20s, not even getting to above freezing as we're doing our Black Friday shopping. So our forecast highs compared to normal will go from about 5 to 15 degrees above normal to about 5 to 15 degrees cooler than normal as we go Wednesday onward. And this cool down could be sticking around through maybe the middle of December. So in conjunction with Winter Weather Awareness Week, it's always just a good time to talk about cold weather tips because the cold air is coming. When we get into those really cold temperatures, limit your time and your pet's time outdoors. Cover up as much as possible, especially your ears, your nose, as well as your fingertips. That's where your skin is the thinnest and will succumb to frostbite or hypothermia faster. Homes, just make sure that they're insulated. And if you are stuck in your car, just make sure, you maybe want to create a car safety kit, a blanket, some food, an extra cell phone charger, just in case. There is a look at the 7 and 10 day forecast. A couple chances for some rain there Monday and Tuesday. We'll talk about that chance coming up later on at Live at 4.
All right, thank you, Blaze. A little bit of everything there. And track the forecast for yourself, too, on the First Warn Weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. You can download this for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather.
Ahead of Sunday's game against the Vikings, the Packers are still trying to figure out who will be kicking for them.
That's right. Our senior Packers writer Jason Wilde is in Green Bay with where things stand right now.
The Packers kicking carousel continues to turn. Packers veteran kicker Brandon McManus who missed last Sunday's game after his quadriceps issues cropped back up at the end of the practice week, had a really good day, according to Matt LaFleur, kicking the ball on Wednesday. He will kick again on Friday, but as of now, it's still uncertain whether it'll be Brandon McManus or Lucas Havrisik handling the kicking duties on Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings here at Lambeau Field.
I think we've done enough through the situation, and we got two guys that we believe in, and you just deal with it. I don't know how else to put it other than that you just adjust, adapt, and make the best of whatever the situation may be.
We'll have more on the kicking situation and everything else Packers on our website, channel3000.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for our Packers newsletter, which delivers our coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Jason. No matter the weather, we can always depend on Jason holding fort there at
Lambeau. Does it well.
I almost said Camp Randall. Coming up on Live at 4, after months of delay, the highly anticipated September jobs report is finally out.
And what it says about the direction of the economy right before the federal government shut down. In national news now, the Justice Department has 30 days to release its Jeffrey Epstein-related files after the president signed a bipartisan bill last night. However, the law contains a provision allowing the Trump administration to withhold documents that are part of an ongoing investigation. Last week, the president ordered Attorney General Pam Bondi to investigate ties between Epstein and high-profile members of the Democratic Party. Democrats and Republicans have differing views on how that could impact the file's release.
I'm sure they're meeting in the White House right now trying to decide how they can get around complying with the law.
Oh, I don't think they'll do that. I think that would be a mistake to do that, and I don't think they will.
In addition to allowing the Department of Justice to withhold information related to active investigations, the law allows the DOJ to withhold classified material or anything that needs to be, quote, kept secret in the interest of national defense or foreign policy.
Also happening in D.C. today, former vice president and a key architect of the Iraq War, Dick Cheney, was laid to rest. Both Republican and Democratic political leaders attended the service. Neither President Trump nor Vice President J.D. Vance were invited. In a tribute to his former VP, former President George W. Bush called Cheney a true man of the West, and in referring to Cheney's choice to endorse former Vice President Kamala Harris last fall, former Wyoming Representative Liz Cheney praised her father, saying the choice between defending the Constitution or one's political party wasn't a choice at all.
Well, we're getting a late look at September's jobs report, delayed more than a month now by the government shutdown and now raising new questions about the direction of the economy.
CBS's Evan Moon has the latest numbers from the Labor Department.
The first jobs report since the government shutdown shows employers added 119,000 jobs in September, more than double expectations and the strongest growth since April. Bankrate senior economic analyst Mark Hamrick says while it points to a slightly better hiring trend, there's more to the numbers.
119,000 jobs would have been considered somewhat lackluster when the economy was going great guns, when we were getting 200,000, 250,000 jobs added a month, when we considered the job market to be red hot.
Notably, September's unemployment rate rose to 4.4%, the highest since 2021.
It's a very mixed story. It takes fewer jobs added to keep the unemployment rate steady or from going up even substantially more.
And even old data can sway the Federal Reserve. CBS News analyst Jill Schlesinger says this report will factor into its upcoming decision on rate cuts.
Well, the Fed's going to watch this pretty closely, and I think that there are two problems that the Fed has right now. They are seeing a labor market slowdown at the same time that they are seeing prices accelerate. The December meeting is completely in play. They could cut by 1/4 percentage point, and then again, they might hold steady and wait for more data to come rolling in.
The Fed won't have fresh data from the Labor Department before its next meeting. Because of the shutdown, there won't be a full October jobs report. Some data will be lumped in with the November report due out in late December. September showed job growth in leisure and hospitality, healthcare, and construction, while other sectors saw declines.
Technology, business services, media, all these industries are getting smaller.
Economists are watching federal workers too. Many who took early retirements are now falling out of the labor force, which could impact future jobs numbers. Evan Moon, CBS News, New York.
Despite some relief from that jobs report, Wall Street remains on edge with jarring swings. The Dow closed the day 387 points down. The Nasdaq lost 486 points. The S&P 500 is down 103.
Well, the CDC website now includes false claims linking autism to vaccines. Yesterday, scientific information on the agency's website was replaced with anti-vaccine talking points that do not rule out a link between vaccines and autism. That's despite an abundance of evidence that there is no connection. This is just the latest move by the Trump administration to alter long-standing U.S. vaccine policy and cast doubt on vaccinations.
In more health news today, recalled baby formula ByHeart is still available to buy in some places and online. That's despite the product's link to more than 30 cases of infant botulism. This comes after the company reported late Wednesday lab tests confirmed samples of the formula were contaminated with the type of bacteria that can lead to potentially life-threatening illnesses in babies younger than 1. So far, no babies in Wisconsin have gotten sick. There have also not been any reported deaths.
Coming up on Live at 4, we take a closer look at the state of housing in Madison.
Plus, why Wisconsin's version of C-SPAN will stop its coverage of the Capitol next month.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon, and thanks for sticking with us here on Live at 4 on this, we like to call it Friday Eve.
I love Friday Eves. And we'll start with a look at your forecast. You can see what we're going to say here. Well, sunny by the weekend. Oh. I was going to say gloomy.
It's spooky out there with the trees.
It is, right? Sunny by the weekend. We'll take it.
Yes, we are expecting more sunshine by the weekend, thank goodness, because today was very dreary, a very kind of quintessential fall-like day. Even now, as we're beginning to lose that sunlight, still feels very fall-like. If we take a live look at our Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison, a very similar look. 46 degrees, but it feels like 42. Even with those southwesterly winds, there is a bit of a wind chill. But many of us are actually in those mid to upper 40s right now. 48 Boscobel, Lone Rock, 46 in Platteville, 47 in Monroe. We are taking it into Dane County where it's 48 in Sauk City, 46 in Stoughton and Deerfield. So overall, not a bad temperature-wise day, all things considered. But the cloud cover certainly is making it feel very fall-like out there. It'll keep us on the warmer side tonight in those mid to upper 30s. We should be in the 20s, so a bit more of a mild evening out there. We talked about the cool down arriving by Thanksgiving for next week. What about any rain or, now that we're talking cooler temperatures, snow chances in the extended forecast? We'll take a look at that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Blaze. We have some breaking news now. We just learned that the arrest of a homicide suspect by the Columbia and Sauk County Sheriff's offices this morning is related to another homicide arrest in Madison today. Madison police say they arrested a 34-year-old at about 6:15 this morning at a home on Brookfield Parkway for incidents that happened in Madison back in 2016 and 2017. About 3 hours later, Columbia and Sauk County officials arrested a 33-year-old at a home in Randolph near the village of Cambria for an incident that happened in 2017. Police say they will share more information about these incidents in the near future. And be sure to follow along for updates right here on News 3 Now.
We have an update on a homicide that happened on Madison's north side on Monday. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office is identifying the victim as 25-year-old Jamar M. Willis of Madison. Madison police say Willis died from a gunshot wound in a shooting that happened on Brentwood Parkway. That's right by Marina Park and not too far from Warner Park. Willis died at the hospital as of Tuesday. Police have a person of interest in custody.
Wisconsin's version of C-SPAN will be stopping event coverage soon. WIS-I, as it's known, says it will stop coverage on December 15th of this year, and more than 30,000 hours of state government proceedings will be lost as well. WIS-I says this is due to a lack of adequate funds to cover the network's 2026 operational budget, which is about $887,000. Now, News 3 Now and other journalists routinely use WIS-I as a means of covering what lawmakers are working on for Wisconsinites, from laws on abortion, housing, and voting.
In more local news today, it's continuing to become more expensive to buy a home here in Dane County.
And prices for homes have increased for 5 consecutive months. This is according to the Wisconsin Realtors Association. And our Tanisha Shaw is in studio with more. Tanisha.
Hi, Brady and Sarah. Right now, the housing market continues to be a seller's market. And that just means if you are looking to buy a home in Dane County right now, it's more favorable for the seller. Earlier today, I talked to David Clark from WRA. He told me that this price increase is consistent because Dane County has a strong demand for they have a strong demand for property values, and that is what's increasing the prices. Now, Dane County officials here have acknowledged countless times that there is a housing issue here in the county. The median price for a home in Dane County in the month of October is about $469,000. That's a 6% increase from last year.
There's more people who want to buy homes than are homes available. And so when that happens, that tends to put upward pressure on prices. With that said, the 6.1% increase isn't really that far off from the statewide average. Statewide average, if you look at the month of October in 2025, compare it to that same month last year, they were up 6.9%. They're up 6.1% for Dane County. So it's on par with what we're seeing statewide.
Clark also told me that Dane County has one of the highest property values in the state, and this could also be impacting those housing prices.
Tanisha, thank you. The second phase of construction on John Nolan Drive will start Monday morning. All traffic will redirect to the existing northbound lanes, while southbound drivers will be routed using median crossovers built during the first phase of construction. The Capital City Trail will remain open. This construction stage is expected to be happening until summer of 2026. When Stage 3 begins. That will tackle traffic on the opposite side of the road. In total, the project is expected to take 2 years.
Well, there is still time to help the Goodman Community Center feed 4,000 families this Thanksgiving.
And this afternoon, we are taking a closer look at the specific items still needed. The basket drive still needs 500 frozen turkeys, 3,300 cans of veggies, 3,800 units of vegetable oil, 3,600 boxes of brownies, 3,000 boxes of broth, 3,100 units of stuffing, 3,500 units of gravy, and 3,700 cans of cranberries.
And we can do it. The community can. You can drop off your donations tonight until 7 p.m. and then tomorrow again. There's lots of time, 10 a.m. to 7. Or Saturday and Sunday from noon to 5. And if you can't make it in time to give food, Goodman is accepting financial donations. You can find that link to do that at this story on channel3000.com.
Well, next on Live at 4, our chief meteorologist Alex Harrington joins us with how to keep your pets safe this winter.
Plus, when you and your family can see the tree at Hilldale Shopping Center lit up, and we'll tell you which members of News 3 Now's team will be there. Welcome back, everyone. We're taking a live look. Our Edgewater Skycam kind of sums up the day, right? A misty one out there this afternoon. We'll have more details on the weather coming up. But as part of Winter Weather Awareness Week, we are revisiting the First Warn Weather Team's Winter Ready Special. It's kind of distracting right now because if you're not a dog lover, there he went. But we get to meet Alex's, look at it.
Look at that.
This is Alex's dog, Loki, and Loki has quite the story. Today we also have Susie Richards, thank you so much, with Loki's rescue service, ARVS, out of Sun Prairie. And we're bringing Susie and Loki on to talk more about how we can help rescue service animals keep them safe this winter. So Susie, first we want to talk about Loki. This is not the same dog that he was when he was first adopted at all.
Definitely not, definitely not. Loki was very skinny, had very little hair, he had Demodex mange, which the animals that ARVS brings in, that's a lot of what they have. And it mostly comes because they suffer from malnutrition.
Okay.
They don't have any good food, and a lot of the dogs we bring in will be that way.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about ARVS and what we can, the resources or things that you're needing for more rescue animals. I mean, the winter is a tough time, I would imagine. They can't survive out there.
Right, and that's the biggest thing. Where we pull from is from the Indian reservations in South Dakota.
Oh, wow.
So they're very, very large, and there's not very many resources for the people there. And so a lot of the animals that are strays are outside. And they're in this winter, we want to pull as many as we can because there's no researches for food or for medication or vet services. So that's the biggest thing that we need is fosters so that we have a place to put these animals that we can save. That's the biggest need.
And people who are out there right now watching this and looking at those pictures of Loki and then getting to see him here, really incredible. How can they help? It's the Facebook page and an easy donation.
Yeah, Facebook page. Also, we have a website, arvs.petfinder.com, which is a common website for rescues, and there's ways to donate on there. You can also donate directly to the clinic we use. We use All for Pets Veterinary Clinic in Middleton, and we have an account there, and you can donate directly to there. Then you know that the money is going for the animals' medical needs. You can also buy gift cards for the pet food stores in the area because we always need good food. Exactly. Always need good food.
And just like the pantries, we have the animals out there who really have a need.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for what you do and for being here. And you can hear more from Susie's colleague, Dr. Megan, with All for Pets, including other winter safety tips for our pets tonight at 10, and also on channel3000.com and the entire Winter Ready special there. But speaking of special,
isn't he beautiful?
We have a lot of special things happening here, but Loki is such a special guy, and it's amazing how many animals out there just need.
Look at him.
We giggled.
You can take a nap, Loki.
He was distracted by his dad's giggle, but man, is he a sweetie!
Want a treat?
Yeah, well,
want a treat?
Go.
Can you do the little wolf? Do a little wolf for everyone. Do it again. Yeah, that was just a little wolf. Yeah.
Oh, he's really well trained. Okay, it's also time to announce the fourth winner of our First Warn Weather, I can't even say this, the shovel. The shovel everybody wants. Congratulations to Joy Probst from Watertown. Tomorrow you can tune in for what type of winter weather pattern we can expect in southern Wisconsin this winter. Loki will want to know, and I believe Alex will have a lot to do with that.
And just also to add here too, I don't know if we can, in the background, we still have another gen of Loki, the Whirlwind Weather Dog. He has his own Facebook page too, which is linked up to ARV's website as well, so that just as Susie was saying, if you want to donate, there it is, Loki the Weather Whirlwind Dog, and he is quite that. Please follow him, follow his journey. We've been dealing with allergies, and as Sarah, you were saying Dr. Megan's going to talk about winter weather and seasonal allergies, and we have, again, ARV's link there to donate. As Susie was saying, they need resources to keep folks, just like my little buddy here, Loki, safe this week.
He gave me kisses, and now my Emma's going to be so jealous. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, no, I love you too. All right, meanwhile, in the 608, Hilldale is gearing up to kick off the holiday season this weekend, and News 3 Now is proud to play a role. Josh Breiter has a preview of the big tree lighting.
Well, we are gearing up for the North Pole Party here at Hilldale on Sunday. News 3 Now is proud to be part of it. You can come out and watch Savannah and I turn the tree on for the holiday season. We're going to be joined by Santa Claus around 6 o'clock on Sunday night. The whole event's going from 3 to 6, and there's going to be a lot of fun for you to enjoy and supporting local businesses. And we've got a special treat for you today in the 608. We have the Capital City Theater Carolers joining us. And what are we going to be singing here?
Today, right now, we're singing White Christmas.
Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. I'm going to step into the middle, and you guys can go whenever you want.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Dum, 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 dum. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. 1, 2, 3.
And you can come out and check out the Capital City Theater Carolers, part of the North Pole Party on Sunday. Just a little bit of all of that fun that's going to be happening. Of course, coming out and seeing Savannah and I turning on the tree as well. Everything you need to know up on channel3000.com. In the 608 at Hilldale, I'm Josh Breiter, News 3 Now.
Sleigh bells in the snow, dum, 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 dum. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. With every Christmas card I write, may your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
so beautiful. And that was an old friend of mine, Shannon, on the
Small
singing.
world.
I know. And it really makes me want to put my tree up.
Yeah, we were dancing while this was on.
We
It's
were.
been a very musical show today.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, when we're back, Blaze Keller has a final look at our first warn forecast when we return.
News 3 Now, live at 4.
Well, this is definitely an interesting one. Today, the Madison Area Rehabilitation Centers received $10,000 from KFC.
Yeah, how about that? The fried chicken chain's Kentucky Fried Wishes grant comes from the KFC Foundation. Now, specifically, the grant will help Mark get equipment for its sensory-sensitive environment and enhancing the quality of life of people with disabilities and their families.
That can really help people experiencing disabilities like Down syndrome and autism, people who have heightened sensitivities to certain things in the community, like loud sounds, bright lights. It helps them de-stress, decompress, and allow them to participate in the full life of their community and neighborhoods.
Mark was nominated for the grant by the KFC restaurant as participants from the nonprofit frequent the restaurant's Lunch Bunch program. That's a project focused on getting people with disabilities into the community to build relationships and network with their neighbors.
I love that.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Lovely. Yeah, who would have put KFC with? Yeah.
I would not have. Actually, when we were talking about it in the break, I thought this was going to be a completely different story.
Yeah.
I guess you don't hear about a lot of fast food, common fast food restaurants giving back like
Yeah,
that.
you
And
never
this
know.
level, I love hearing that.
Now I want some mashed potatoes and gravy, though.
That does sound really good.
From KFC, yeah.
Something like that.
I don't think I've ever eaten there.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a staple growing up. On Friday nights, if my sisters and I were good, that was a treat. We got to get a fast food. It was the late 80s and early 90s, everyone.
Well, then KFC was it. I get it. I'm a vegetarian. I just like their mac and cheese, I think. Don't they have mac and cheese? Now I'm getting hungry.
Did we eat lunch today? No, we did.
Yeah, I did. Oh, I for sure did. Anyway, off of the subject of food, we're looking at the forecast.
You're going to hear my stomach grumble as I talk about kind of the lack of rain that we've had over these last couple of months, but there is a bigger system in the forecast. It does look to arrive as we go into Monday and Tuesday of next week. So until then, we're going to be staying on the quiet side. High pressure is going to be overhead, and that's going to chip away at the cloud cover as we make our way into Friday, and then further keep us on the partly to mostly sunny side with temperatures in the 50s for the weekend. But again, we're not seeing any beneficial rain. It also is that time of year that we really don't see a lot of big systems coming out of the Gulf, so any little bit of rain or snow that we do receive is going to be very beneficial, especially before we get the ground frozen and then go into next spring. But as I mentioned, high pressure keeping us quiet as we go into Friday, further into Saturday, and into Sunday as well. It's as we get further into Monday that this larger system does start to get its act together and bring us that next chance for rain. So if you're heading up to Lambeau over the weekend on Sunday, 50s for halftime, upper 40s for kickoff. Again, partly sunny, enjoy the game. It's not going to be terrible out there. Kind of perfect football weather as they're taking on the Vikings there at noon. After the weekend, as I've mentioned, we get that next big system. This is the one that's going to help usher in that big cool down also by the time we go into Thanksgiving, taking us from the 50s over the weekend, Monday, Tuesday of next week, into the 30s and possibly the upper 20s by Black Friday. Looking at about a couple tenths to about a quarter of an inch, maybe at best a half an inch of rain as of now. We will gladly take this because we have not seen truly any rain over the last couple of months. And that's the reason why our latest drought conditions for the entire state has expanded to now nearly 96% of the state underneath abnormally dry conditions, over 55% of the state underneath moderate drought conditions, at brown there. And then when we start to get into these oranges, up from 1% to now 13%, severe drought conditions. Notably, the Northeast, just outside of Green Bay, has really seen that spike in severe drought conditions. Where we don't see any drought conditions is where that heavy rain fell over the summer there in parts of Milwaukee. When we look at the data, now that the government shutdown is over, the data has been released from the National Centers for Environmental Information. When looking at our rain from September through October, the state was considerably dry, especially Lafayette County. We had our third driest September on record. We didn't even get an inch of rain. And over September and October for Lafayette County alone, we just got 1.99 inches of rain. I have a whole write-up about, now that the data is released, how September and October really shaped up for not only the state, but the counties we cover here at News 3 Now. I encourage you to read that, given how dry we have been. You can also see how warm we've been as well. There's a look at your 10-day forecast.
To do this weekend in the 608. And later on News 3 Now at 5, how many cases of suspected fraud and irregularities Wisconsin clerks referred to prosecutors from the 2024 presidential election? Thanks for watching Live at 4 today. We'll see you back here tomorrow, and you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000 Plus. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.